At the beginning of the month, I was lucky enough to go to the Creative Craft Show in the NEC in the UK, and whilst I was there, I popped along to the WOW booth. Marion kindly gave me a one-on-one tutorial on using melted powder, and I knew I had to try it out for myself. I couldn't resist this silicone mould that had a Gingerbread Men in it, and thought they would make fun embellishments for gift tags. So today I'm showing you how easy Melt It really is. I'm Verity and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, why not think about subscribing so you don't miss out on my next video. I made one gingerbread man off screen first, and for this gingerbread man I used the melted powder along with Tangerine embossing glitter from the Sweet Treats embossing glitter set. Initially I was trying for a ginger colour and this worked reasonably well, but it wasn't quite the colour I was hoping for, so I'm showing you how the second one came to life. To start off, you need the melted powder, which comes in a large tub. You also need a foil case to make the melted powder in, and either an embossing powder or glitter to mix with it. If the embossing powder has a T next to it, you will make a translucent shape, and if it has an O next to it, it will make an opaque shape. You will want to add the melted powder to the foil case, and you can measure out the quantity, but I was estimating the amount I needed. If you don't make enough when you pour, you can always remount the shape once it's been set, and then add more powder to it, remix it, and then pour it once more. If you do measure out though, make sure you use metal spoons, not plastic, with the powder, because otherwise you're adding static back into your powders. Next, you need to add a powder of your choosing. For this gingerbread man, I was using rose gold. So then you'll need a pair of tweezers to hold the foil case whilst you heat the powder from underneath. As you're heating underneath, the powder starts to melt and will almost go clear if the embossing powder hasn't melted and mixed into it yet. It's important that you heat set from underneath because the melted powder is very fine, like icing sugar, and if you heat it from the top initially, it will blow the powder away. When the vast majority has melted, then bring the heat gun over the top to help mix the colour whilst moving the case around. When you're ready, pour the mixture into your mould, keeping the heat on it to ensure it stays liquid enough whilst you're pouring it. This needs to heat set before you can actually remove it from the mould, and it can take around a minute to set. If you move the mould and you notice the middle moves slightly, then just wait another 30 seconds for it to solidify. Once solid, pop the gingerbread out of the mould and you have a lovely embellishment you can use on your crafts. So for the gift tags, I die cut a stitched tag from Craft Card, and using the Altenew Sweet Season stamp set, I'm stamping the candy cane in clear ultra slow drying embossing ink onto the panel and covering this in opaque bright white embossing powder. So I heat set both of the tags using my dual speed heat gun on the second heat setting. To add a little bit more interest, I'm using a blending sponge and applying Peppermint ink by Catherine Paula Designs in one corner and fading this out. Don't worry about the ink on the embossing, as the embossing resists the ink and you can easily wipe it away with a cloth and brighten it back up. So black ribbon was then trimmed down and folded in half, and I'm just using a gold stapler to fix the ribbon in place at the top of each tag. I also heat embossed off screen 2cm strips using a stamp from the Altenew Pinecone stamp set and adhered these down with glue. To adhere the gingerbread men, it's important to use a strong adhesive, so I'm using the Gina Connect glue and holding this down for a few seconds whilst the glue starts to dry. And for some added interest, I'm adding some rock candy confetti mix from Trinity Stamps as buttons on the gingerbread man and also to the background. I had so much fun making these gift tags and they hardly took any time at all. If you've not tried Melt It before, then what are you waiting for? It's just as fun as it looks. This was produced as part of my design team work for WOW Embossing Powders, and links are listed below. For 10% discount at the shop, just enter the code you can see on screen. If you're not a subscriber already, why not think about clicking the button below along with the bell icon so you'll be notified when my next video is up. Also check out this other video for more inspiration. Until next time, happy crafting!